started with the first session for the conference. We basically wanted to introduce everyone who's new at tGELF this year, who's been inducted into the Leaders Forum. And I'm going to start after that. As soon as your picture comes up, if you can just run up on stage, introduce yourself in 30 seconds to 1 minute. That'll be great, thank you.
I'm Abhinaya Raman. I'm from Chennai. I will be attending Brown University this fall.
Hi, I'm Akhil Mittal. I'm studying at Columbia University and I'm going to be a junior this fall.
So I'm Anjani and I just graduated from Vasant Ali School. I'll be attending Berkeley this fall.
Hey everyone, I'm Sam Gilman from Brown University. I'm a fourth year this year, studying public policy and history.
I have a bit of a double-barrel name, Uttara Chintamani Chaudhary. I graduated from the Shriram School and I'm going to be going to Ashoka University this September. I'm not sure what I eventually want to do, but I'm really interested in social development and especially in education.
Well, good morning everyone. So many good guys and girls to say hello to. Well, a very warm welcome to all of you here. We have planned fun-filled days, but I just want you all to think for 2 minutes on the greater purpose of why you all are here. You know the 4 pillars that we have: leadership, ethics, altruism, and decisive action. You know, these are not just words. They will have an impact if you live them. So all through the various activities that you're being exposed to, do keep this in mind. And it's nice to laugh, dance, have fun, but somewhere inside us, we have to be rooted in the idea of how are we going to serve. And I want to bring to your attention an art exhibition, which is right outside, where we have paintings and photographs done by members of the forum to raise money for funding the education of economically disadvantaged young people. I think that's a very noble cause. And let's give a big round of applause to them.
We're here to discuss the roadmap for tGELF going forward. A lot's been achieved in the last 7 years. There's a lot left to achieve in the next, I don't know how many years. It all depends on the 100-odd people in this room. This is just a report of a slide to summarize where tGELF is today. We have 130 scholars, 500,000 students, 7,000 teachers, 115 schools, and we're present in 11 countries. So imagine the value of that network of ethical, altruistic people who are passionate to change the world.
Well, I'm so happy to see all of you. I've been looking forward to this live event. To me, this event has become one of the highlights of my year. The topic I'm meant to talk about is what is the meaning of success. So the first realization I had in my life was that success, most success, is usually built on failure. We don't say that my baby is a failure, it doesn't know how to walk, do we? We don't say that. We say, my baby is learning to walk. It keeps falling down, but it's learning to walk. But we soon forget that. Later on in life, we go, oh, I'm a failure. I tried it and I failed. Success is founded on learning from failure. As someone said to me, make mistakes, but don't make the same mistake twice. Learn from your mistakes. Everything begins with intention. If one wants to succeed, one has the intention to succeed. And that intention creates motivation. And from that motivation comes effort, and from that effort we are able to look at success.
Gandhiji is someone I greatly look up to, and this quote has helped me all my life. When I was bullied at Eton, when I was depressed, I read his autobiography many times, and that autobiography was a very important anchor for me to get through some very difficult times. And this was one of his sayings. First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, and then you win. I'd like to leave with a beautiful old Sanskrit shloka. Asatoma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityor ma amritam gamaya. May we move from untruth to truth. May we move from darkness to light. May we move from death to eternal life. Thank you all very much, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
There is something which we have today, which the baby didn't have. Ego. Baby didn't have. That's why the baby was loving, attractive, pure, innocent, because the baby had not acquired anything in life. The baby had acquired nothing. As we grew, we started acquiring. And I think spirituality would mean right now to acquire all that without letting the ego increase in size proportionately.
We're now going to have the 6 action projects being laid out. They've been worked on since the past year. So we have environment and sustainability, demographic challenges, poverty and inequity, corruption and governance, the Indian voter, and we'll be having Sam Gilman from Brown, who will talk about his project, Common Sense Action. So this is really going to showcase what has really happened on the ground and in reality. So firstly, I'd like to invite members from the group which works on environment and sustainability. So if you could come on stage and showcase your presentation.
Our project is basically called The Missing Link, and the mission of which is to really connect organizations and institutions that we identify around us to create links in environmental ecosystems and make sure that we're joining forces to solve environmental problems that we feel are a cause of concern.
Today, we're going to start talking to you behind the rationale, behind the curriculum, which essentially is now what our main focus and the thrust of our project has been. I'm going to talk to you about the structure of our curriculum, how it came about, the genesis of it, the timeline that we foresee for the project to be implemented. And then Shruti is going to come on stage and talk about the main objectives of our curriculum, lead into some sample learning activities that we have. And Tushar is going to end it off with a teacher's handbook, which is something we've created to supplant the curriculum. And then he's going to end off with next steps.
What is it that our group stands for? It's about this demographic dividend that all these developing nations have. It's not just about having that population. It's about having it skilled. We've been lucky enough here to have those skills, not only academically, but also soft skills. And we recognize that this is very important in our day-to-day life. And we want this to be spread out to the entire nation's population.
What we've done is we've adopted these 12 girls in Haridwar. And last year, we had a vision of bringing in a lot more girls.
We basically have to do 3 things, and we have 3 major steps. The first is raise funds. The second is institutional involvement. We already have 1 NGO involved. The third is involving you guys. I mean, whoever's interested really should take 2 days out this summer to come here, probably help them develop their curriculum, teach them something new, and that's all. That's all we need.
We decided to make a social media election campaign,
with the aim of having a more informed voter who discusses policy and engages with policy. And we wanted to channelize that outrage and energy into one place. And so we created this humongous conversation about the elections in one place. And we brought in issues of education policy, foreign policy, economic policy, women and child development, and what are political parties promising in these respective fields.
If you can speak loudly, raise your hand if you can tell me 1 or 2 things that you notice different about this space already, just from the introductions. Somebody raise your hand.
Energy's up.
Energy's up. Good. What else?
It seems smaller because we're more together.
Now it seems smaller, more together. Very lively. Very lively, good. What else? This side of the room, anyone? Something you might even feel that is with you right now. It's different than before yes?
Everyone's up.
Everyone's up.
So the Empathy Initiative's goal is to make empathy the foundational skill for leading change as valued in education as math and science and literacy skills, these other things that are more traditionally considered a part of your educational experience. The first thing that we do is recognize more Ashoka Fellows that are developing innovations around the world that are helping young people really learn empathy. Another thing that we do is try to change the conversation in media about what's really important in education. And then the third thing that we do is we recognize leading schools that have really figured out, and no matter context they're in, how to cultivate empathy in children and how to make sure every one of their students has an experience leading change. And these are called Changemaker Schools, and that's the program that I manage.
You want to ask questions that are asking them to tell you about themselves, and you want to do as little as you can inserting yourself into that story. After 5 minutes, we're going to reverse, and they are going to interview you, and you will be talking about your story, your experience in school.
You're in a room full of, incredibly bright, talented people. Now go say something. Look at the pressure. I can't sound stupid. I have to say something smart, right? And so you end up thinking more and caring more about what everyone else thinks than what you actually want to talk about. And so you hide all your fears, all your weaknesses. What I call, you play a lot of poker.
Right arm out there, get some air, get some oxygen flowing, shake it out. Shake it out, your left arm. Shake it out, shake them both out, shake them both high, shake them both low. Right high, left low. Left foot. All right, fine. Now give it back, right. Good. Good.
If we want to do something about climate change, we will impose short-term costs on different countries and sectors and people for benefits that will be unevenly distributed.
So Mira might volunteer, and she'll tell the story that Anjali shared with her, only pretending to be Anjali. She'll say, hello, my name is Anjali, this is my story, and then you retell essentially what Anjali told you.
So I'm Mira Sachdeva, and basically I live in Singapore, and I've been in the same school throughout my life. I've been in UWC, and from the beginning UWC is a school which really focuses on everything about ethics and altruism, and it's always been about giving back to society.
So to do this, I'm going to split you into teams, and you need to build some bridges. Because we're building bridges, I've got materials. Okay, we have newspaper, we have tape, we've got glue, we've got staplers, straws, plates. Any engineers here?
Uses the principles of gravity to take your limousine across. And we have really nice safety features so no one ever dies or falls off the bridge. You can't fall off the bridge.
So once again, we are also using the principle of gravity, and the ball will go, it'll gain momentum. So there's... limousine you made. Oh yeah, your limousine. Sorry. And there's very steep decline and a flat ground, and then we have... Exactly. And we have a man-made lift, yeah. Exactly. So we're also providing employment at the same time.
इन 68 सालों में देश में काफ़ी कुछ बदला है। पिछले 68 सालों में हम देखें तो हमारी जो इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ है वो काफ़ी आगे गई है। हम लोग न्यूक्लियर पावर बन गए हैं। लेकिन दूसरे तरफ अगर हम देखें तो जो हमने अभी ये फिल्म देखी जमुना की, तो इस तरह की देश में तकरीबन 12 लाख लोग हैं, जिनमें ज़्यादातर औरतें हैं, महिलाएं हैं, जो आज भी महिला उठाने का काम करती हैं.
To inspire all of you today, I have one song which will sort of help, should sort of inspire, hopefully. It's a quote. My father would keep on repeating this quote to me when I was younger. Aim for the moon, and if you miss, you'll land amongst the stars. So this song's called Orbit.
Our mind rides on a subtle energy of breath. So when we chant or sing mantras, it helps us to purify the negative energy and recharge it with positive energy.
And I would like to invite Wendy Parmley up to announce the winner in this category. Please welcome Wendy to the stage. And she will also be joined by Gauri Ishwaran.
Good evening, everyone. This gives me great pleasure, and it's such a privilege to be able to judge and to ask Mrs. Ishwaran to announce the winner. It's like the Oscars. It's fantastic.
Well, the winner is Shalini Tandon.
Now to the middle school category.
The winner is, can anybody guess? Farah Shamsi Vivek High School, Chandigarh.
And the final category, the high school category. I would like to invite once more to the stage Dr. Kenneth Wong to announce the winner in this high school category.
Let me try this. And the winner is Bija Damini Bakatla.
I want Charlie to talk about this prize. It's called the Avengers Prize. Charlie does it at his company Next Jump, and we are now starting it today as the first Avengers Prize for tGELF.
The first time I met Shiv, and he described what he was trying to do with tGELF. He kept using Gandhi as an example. How many times can I come? The notion of building a small army of Gandhis. So here's an individual, one individual made such a big difference, but imagine if you had 2, 3, 4, a team of Gandhis. So you don't need hundreds, but just a small team, more than one. When I heard that, in our company, we have a different term. We translate it more to sort of a modern day version of the army of Gandhi, which we call Avengers. And the winner is?
Vandanika Shukla.
So the thing we're going to cover tonight, it's called My Year in Review. And so it's going to occur every 6 months, so twice a year, I think, in life and midlife. And this is you talking about what you've accomplished. It's truly a my year in review. And you're going to have to come and present in front of this entire group what you've accomplished in the last year. And obviously, if you present 6 months from now, then it'll be what you did in 6 months. There's a clock that's going to run in front of them. And it's going to tick down 5 minutes. So you can stop before, but you cannot go 1 second over 5 minutes. So you have the clock, be mindful, and you will be cut off.
I'm going to be talking about my last year, and my last year actually has been very eventful.
So I would like to divide my year into 2 parts. One into the 9 months, which constituted of 2 of my semesters of this year at the University of Pennsylvania. And the second part would be the 3 months of the summer that had just ended.
So I'll start off with what happened last year. I was conflicted between choosing between economics and law. So that was, I took economics.
So this last year has been quite the personal struggle for me in terms of principles, in terms of my interests, in terms of reconciling the two.
Every night before you go to bed, whether you write it down or you share it with someone, talk about the 3 things you're grateful for. Every night. Without fail, every single night do this. Okay? 3 things. And you will find yourself to be very happy.
All good things must come to an end. It's really a joy, a pleasure, and we look forward to midlife. We look forward to next year's life. We look forward to US life. We look forward to life on campus. And we look forward to a good life.
tGELF, leading the change.